Hey, Shalom, Mafia. First and foremost, call hello, Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Bash. Once again, double honors go out to the apostles and elders, great millstone, all right, who continue through the Holy Spirit to give us His truth, all right, and thereby we go out and on the highways and byways, on the street corners, trying to bring in our people, all right. Why? Because we're commanded to do so, all right, and, well, we got to go to the scriptures. Let's see if I can remember. Hold on. Let's see. This is this is 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 11. It says, knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men, but we are made manifest unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and our trust also are made manifest in your consciousness. All right. So we know we're out there because we fear the Most High. These churches don't teach you to fear the Most High. All right? That's why you should stay out of these churches. They were set up to lead you astray. You know, I understand that's plantation Christianity. What they're telling you is not scriptural. But instead of going off on that, I ran into this video, and it's going into Edomite / white privilege. And we all know it exists. For those of you that, you know, grew up here in America, it's worldwide, but hey, this American devil is a special devil, all right, to the point where all his other devil brethren, they hate his ass, all right? That's why this system here that we're in, this pit, all right, it's oh so dangerous, all right? And this is where Psalms 23 comes in. This is indeed the valley of the shadow of death. But this is from the Daily Dot, and it says, this is what should be done with white privilege. Video shows so-called white man pressuring, pressuring cops to leave area where they were harassing people. All right, and this is says today. All right, I think it actually happened yesterday. It says in a video posted on Twitter, July 17th, a so-called white man is seen yelling at a Los Angeles police officer who allegedly had been intimidating people on a public boardwalk. I wonder which people are they referring to? Quote unquote, get the fuck in the car, tough guy, the man says to a cop who quickly gets into his vehicle. So let's take a look at it. Here we go. Let's see if I can enlarge it. I gotta play it.
Get in the car. Get in the car. Get in the car.
Yeah,
Get in the car. Get in the car.
I'm not going to move until you move.
Get in the car.
I need you to move away
Get
from
in the
car.
car. Get in the car. I need you to get in the car.
Move away from the car.
Yeah, that's why
This is public space.
Tough guy.
It's more than kingdom, apparently.
Get the fuck in the car, tough guy. Get the fuck in the car, tough guy. That's what I fucking thought. You fucking coward. You fucking coward. You fucking get in the car too now. You fucking coward. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, you thought you were all fucking tough. Get in the car. Get in the car.
Hey, it pisses you off.
Get in the car.
Yeah,
Get in the car.
It's good to see. Now, how the hell do I shrink this back?
Get in the car.
I'm not going to move until you move.
Get in the car.
I need you to move away
Get
from
in
the
the
car.
car. Get in the car. I need you to get in the car.
Move away from the car.
Yeah, that's why.
This is public
Salaka.
space.
Tough guy. Ha 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 ha. Get the fuck in the car, tough guy. Get the fuck in the car, tough guy. That's what I fucking thought. You fucking coward. You fucking coward. You fucking get in the car too now. You fucking coward. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, you thought you were all fucking tough.
Now, for that little piece, I hope you picked up on the difference there, because that second one looked like an Edomite. Just saying. All right. The man being praised on Twitter for his usage of his own white privilege, some are calling him an accomplice to the Black Lives Matter movement. I have zero time for whatever who have anything less than this energy. As noted on Twitter, the white man's ability to yell at a police officer without the cop retaliating, as far as the video shows, is an example of white privilege. It is so true. But yet they'll try to deny it. Many Capitol rioters, a majority of them white, brutalized cops were arrested and given their due process. Meanwhile, black people in America have been shot and killed by cops for simply walking home from a convenience store, Manuel Ellis, or holding a cell phone, Stephen Clark and Andre Hill. All right. So, again, here's another video. It says the Daily Dot has reached out to the LAPD and Twitter user, all right, who posted the video. All right. Now, by contrast, let's see, I want to see if there's any comments. And as usual, something like this that's so blatant. Well, no. I guess they couldn't put the appropriate spin on it. All right. So, by contrast, let's go to another article I found where a Jake tried to make a citizen's arrest. And that right there should make you think. I, as a so-called black man, am I really a citizen? Now, I remember the Dred Scott decision and all of that. Apparently, they say the 14th Amendment was supposed to rectify that, which we all know is bullshit. You know, 3/5 compromise and all that. All the things that were done to us to keep us from making progress after chattel slavery. And we all know that that 13th Amendment was a load of crock. What did they do? Well, same thing they do every time. They change the rules. So they implemented, for those of you that don't know this, what they call prison industrial complex. Because after all, we have to have free labor. So then they started trumping up minor and meager charges against Jake so they could fill the prisons more or less. All right, they still do that today. There's an organization, the acronym is ALEC. It's the American Legislative Exchange Council. They meet in Philadelphia every year. All right, and this is the organization where the legislatures, they largely have to deal with private prisons. All right, so you can just imagine the abuse. It was back in, I believe it was 1997, where they showed it on the news. The abuse in these private prisons. I mean, I know one was in Texas, and I think another one, it was in Missouri. And they showed how they were having Jake stripped butt naked and had him crawling on the floor, shit like that. I mean, just outright abuse. But and as a result of that film that got out, what was it, Corrections Corporation of America, CCA, and I forget the other one, but of course they ended up changing their name after that because I believe a few of those officials there had to go to jail themselves. But yeah, this right here, you don't know what this Jake was thinking. So eventually we knew this was bound to happen. I don't know if he was off his meds, whatever have you. But this is from MTOnews.com, and it says, black male Karen shot dead by Phoenix police for trying to perform citizen's arrest. Get the hell out of here. And there he is. You see that hole in his back. I mean, anyway, it says being a Karen can be deadly, especially if you're a black man. MTO News has learned earlier this month a black man who tried to perform a citizen's arrest in Phoenix, so we're just not getting this, was shot dead by police. All right, there he is. It says an incident is captured on police body cam. This incident started when a 39-year-old African American man named William Brookins, 39 years old, you think he would have known that you can't do the same things that a so-called white man does. But like the saying goes, it's common sense isn't always common. Anyway, it says William Brookins witnessed two people appearing to shoplift at a clothing store. Instead of minding his own business, and that's the thing to consider here, minding your own damn business. No harm is coming to you. All right. So instead of minding his own business or informing the store security, he took the law into his own hands. Police say that Williams pulled a gun on the two people he claims were shoplifting and attempted to perform a citizen's arrest. Now, if any of you remember, let's see if I can pull it up. I don't know if it's been a year yet. You remember this. Whoops. Let's see. Is this it? In viral. I think this is it. It was in a mall. That's in the parking lot. Hold on. Yo, it has been a. Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Come on now. Hopefully this is it. I'm trying to wait till it loads, so I can bear with me here. Let's go ahead and see what this is. Because I was like, why didn't nobody come to these people's aid? Goodness. Slovakia, I don't know what's going on here. Oh no, this is the wrong one. No, I'm thinking of well, that one too. She apparently pulled in the mall. Let's see. Hold on, this might be it. Okay, it's in Michigan. No. Yeah, it was July. Okay, so it was. Let's see here. Yeah, it looks like her. Hold on. I mean, I was looking at this. It has been just over a year. Okay, I thought so.
A white husband and a wife face felony assault charges after she was caught on video pointing a gun at a black woman during an argument.
Get away. She got the gun on me. He was here with the car. Call him. I'm telling. Get the away.
Tekelia Hill says the confrontation broke out after Jillian Wustenberg bumped into her teenage daughter in a parking lot near Detroit. During the dispute, the 32-year-old jumped into her car and pulled out a handgun. Wustenberg later told police she feared for her life over what she says were threatening comments to her and her husband. Deputies arrested the couple shortly after the incident and seized two handguns, which the Wustenbergs had licenses to carry.
They had licenses to carry, but see, that doesn't matter with Jake. You remember Castile, all right, up in Minnesota. You know, was it Wisconsin or was it Minnesota? Somewhere up there. You know, he was in the car with his girlfriend, and I guess it was his daughter. He had a permit to carry and all that. Still got lit up. So where this Jake got off in thinking that, I don't know. He's, but anyway, here's the video. Let's see. apparently there is no sound. So see, there he goes. You see it again, comes around.
I've been dealing with digestive issues pretty much since college. I knew I couldn't go see a doctor at this time.
Look like it's
I
got
found the
his back
food
to it.
sensitivity test, and it looked
See
pretty
there?
simple to do and easy. And I was like, you know what? I'm at home. I'm gonna try it. I've seen a big difference. I feel better. I feel less bloated. And it was amazing
Why?
to me that
'Cause
all it took was a
apparently-
small little finger prick to give me that
apparently-
background that I've been looking for a
I
while.
apologize for the noise there that was unrelated to the video. But it looks like he even had his back to him.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. We're going to begin tonight with new signs and worries that the COVID pandemic is once again tightening.
Had his back to the officer, and he let him up. Looks like he was stopping an Edomite. See, here's the important part. It says, at this time, the officer approached on foot. We saw that, drew his duty weapon, and claimed that he told William to drop his gun. Now, when someone's talking to you, you acknowledge, at least if they're coming up behind, you turn, but this guy never turned. Williams did not respond to the commands quickly enough, and the officer shot him dead. So this apparently is at least 2 weeks almost after the fact. See? And you wonder why Jake is all up in an uproar, and you have all these, but Jake hasn't gone far enough. And that's the thing. You saw with these initial riots a couple of years ago, where they were trying to make it more by staging pallets of bricks, all right, trying to encourage Jake to do a little bit more so they could, I don't know, institute martial law. But this Capitol, and that's what's funny, that's why I'm laughing, because it appeared to me when this Capitol riot on January the 6th, when it kicked off, I said to myself then, I said, this was what they were expecting Jake to do, but instead all these rednecks descended on here. And you can see, if you've been paying attention, these little slaps on the wrist, they're these rioters, all right, from that incident on January 6th seem to be getting, all right, which, with the exception of this one here lately, because I think that's only because he had a prior felony conviction. But these other ones, I don't think too much is going to happen to them. That's just my opinion. So far, I'm right, but we'll see. All right, hey, so I didn't want to spend too much time on this. Just, you know, you Jakes that have invested so heavily in this country, you got to know that you were never free. A lot of our people bought into this civil rights bullshit, and you never started and stopped and asked yourself, what the fuck is a civil right? And the other question I brought up, are we really citizens? Let's see if I can get something real quick on that. Are, just put it like they say, really citizens? Is it true black people aren't considered American citizens? Let's see. Is it true? So somebody else, this is from Quora, all right? It says, I am black, I'm born in USA, I have a birth certificate from the state of Illinois. I applied for my first USA passport, blah, 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 blah. All right, continue reading. Let's see. If they fit the definition, it says somebody responded, angry black woman, all right? It says, as user remarked, yes, black people are legally citizens of the U.S. if they fit the definition laid out in the 14th Amendment. However, when I studied abroad in Ecuador and the Galapagos Islands, I ran into an interesting problem. Whenever a local asked me where I was from, I would reply the U.S. They would then proceed to squint their eyes and scratch their heads, confused because I didn't look American. For example, white. I look black. No, they would insist. Where are you really from? Jamaica, Haiti, Kenya? I couldn't possibly be from the U.S. because I was black. No matter how much I told people I was an American, I got the feeling they didn't quite believe me due to my racial heritage. My fellow white study abroad students were never asked this question. This experience has led me to believe that some people outside the U.S., not everyone obviously, think that black people aren't really real Americans. All right? See, here's the thing they don't put here. You consider what really happened. We were never Africans. We are not Africans. All right? We never were. Africans did not sell Africans. Africans are Hamites that you're referring to because that name, all right, is the surname of a so-called white man, an Italian, a Roman from the Punic Wars. All right. Here's another one here that says the African American Odyssey, a quest for full citizenship. It says African American men. All right, hold on. It says the Emancipation Proclamation of 1863 freed African Americans in rebel states. And after the Civil War, the 13th Amendment emancipated all U.S. slaves wherever they were. And that's bullshit because we know it was about 2 years later that in Texas, you know, because they weren't in a hurry. All right, so that's scratch on that from the beginning. All right. Yeah, and it addresses that point right here. It says the nation was, I'm just skipping through, was still unprepared to deal with the question of full citizenship for its newly freed black population. The Reconstruction, implemented by Congress, which lasted from 1866 to 1877, was aimed at reorganizing the southern states after the Civil War. So this was more about the reintegrating the southern traders, all right, than dealing with us. They just left us to our own devices. That still doesn't. Yeah, I'm I'm just going to have to address this in a whole nother video because I don't have the time right now. I didn't want to make this too long. This says 14th Amendment gave black people U.S. citizenship. You know, it's when were African Americans granted citizenship? It says again the 14th Amendment. Going back before that, the naturalization. See, I mean, this is all. And it says now black people are African American. Hell, African Americans aren't African Americans. That's two different surnames of two different so-called white men. They play these games with you. Yeah, that's a whole nother video. So I apologize. It just, things caught my eye. And I was attempting to read to try to settle it, but it's going to take more study there. Oh yeah, so in any case, we cannot do what our oppressors do. All right, that's why another thing you have to consider. Why would you want to? Let's go to Proverbs, and this really goes to our women. Oh man, their heads are so far up. This is the heading here, rewards of wisdom. This is Proverbs 3rd chapter. All right, and here's the thing, verse 31. It says, "Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways." All right, they are the wicked. That's what they were created to be. 32. For the froward is abomination to the Most High Yahweh, but his secret is with the righteous. Let's go into that froward. All right, froward. Strong's H 3868. All right. Lawaz. And these are the people that you're trying to emulate. Perverse. You're supposed to depart, turn aside from that. Boy, go crooked. There's another one. Ecclesiastes 1 and 7th chapter. Here it is, devious, perverse. All right, to become devious. These are the so-called white people. All right, but they cast such a bad light on Jake. All right, going into Revelation 12 and 10, you know, the accuser of our brother. Well, I call this out first. Let's get this. This is Ecclesiastes 1. All right, the heading here, of course, the futility of all endeavor. All right, here it is. Whoops. Verse 15, it says, that which is crooked cannot be made straight, and that which is wanting cannot be numbered. Let's go to the 7th chapter. Go straight to the point. All right. Wisdom and folly contrasted. All right. A little too far. Hold on. Let's see. That's weird. Here it is. This is verse 13. It says, consider the work of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, for who can make that straight which he hath made crooked? And that's these devils. All right? They were made to be the wicked. So who are you? Thinking that he can be saved. You know, Romans 9th chapter, around 17, 18, around 20, 21. All right, it tells you that. All right. And several other places. Malachi 1st chapter. All right, verses 1 through 4. And hey, Malachi 3 and 6, it tells you the Most High changes not. All right. So you people, it's an exercise in futility to try to save this devil. All right. Hey, so with that, I hope whoever views this, of course, again, that you're edified. That's what we try to do here. So with that, hey, shalom.